place in High Point. If you can't get to the store, shop online anytime.
You'll taste it and love it
at fosterhobbs.com.
I went to My Computer Career because I needed job security.
Because I wanted a career in cybersecurity.
I went to My Computer Career because IT jobs are everywhere.
My old job was going nowhere.
I went because I didn't want college loans for the rest of my life.
Because I wanted a career for the rest of my life.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. Classes available online or in person. Financial aid available for qualified students, including the GI Bill. 529 college savings plans accepted.
Not available in Washington State.
Good morning, Triad, and welcome to the Daily Pulse with Steamin' Back.
Now you say, now you don't want to talk, but I bet you won't.
Your front row seat to the voices, issues, and energy driving the Triad.
Let me calm down. Let me take it easy on. Take it easy on.
Get ready to dive into the stories that matter most, the headlines shaping your day, the conversations everyone's having, and the local perspective you won't hear anywhere else.
Hold up, wait, breathe.
The Daily Pulse starts now on WSJS.
Fingers are still being pointed at a Hall of Fame coach, this time for suffocation. But again, should there really be any surprise? Welcome in. It's a brand new Daily Pulse, and I am back here with you. We appreciate you joining us the next hour with jam-packed stuff that's happened over the last 23 hours since we were here last. We've had our finger on the pulse, and we appreciate you taking part of your day to spend with us, where we've got headlines from sports to news to entertainment. We've even got a story where there's a food item with a hairstyle that marry one another. So if we get to all of that, we'll be in luck. We'll try to get to as much of it as we possibly can. In the meantime, we do also look forward to you jumping in, whether that be at our poll on our social media handles at WSJS Radio. You can do that on Twitter or Facebook. It could be by call anytime, 336-777-1600, our phone line here. And actually, we've got some stuff that we hope to also give away to you at that same number. So go ahead and program it in your phone. Our Pulse Pick question for the day, where you can jump in: are wedding gifts from guests still expected? Is that a normal thing still today? With all the different type of ceremonies that people plan, that people dream of, that I guess it could be anything from courthouse eloping all the way up to Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce later this summer getting hitched. At all those different styles of wedding ceremonies, do people still expect to get a gift from whoever's coming and taking part? 336-777-1600. Your thoughts on that. Plus, like I said, our Pulse Pick is up on our social media handles as well. We are going to get to the latest headlines here this morning. Before we do that, also coming up this hour, as I stated, there is some couple of bigger news items in the way of our North Carolina area that we will touch on in a little bit more in depth than just from our pulse check. We've also got a principal in South Korea that's in hot water. And if we really have time, man, I'll tell you, the WNBA continues to trash its most coveted asset. And it doesn't make any sense with regards to business. It doesn't make any sense with regards to future. It doesn't make any sense with regards to the abilities that this person has on and off the court to be an advocate for that league. So we'll try to get to as much as we can here this morning. Right now, your latest headlines for the day.
Pulse check. It's what's happening right now.
And there is a lot here in our state, like Charlotte Mayor V. Lyles announcing she will resign effective June 30th, creating a major shakeup in Charlotte politics. NVIDIA and Corning Incorporated selected North Carolina for a new manufacturing operation expected to bring jobs and investment to the state. This morning, if you haven't gotten outside yet, you may not realize this, but if you're out, you do. That's heavy rain is coming through our area. We need it. It's much needed, but that is also a part of a cold front bringing rain, storms, slowing travel commutes around the Triad and Triangle all throughout the central area of North Carolina. Climate activists were out yesterday protesting in front of Governor Stein's mansion. Environmental protesters blocked across accesses near the governor's mansion, criticizing ties to Duke Energy, and also, sadly, a fatal crash early this morning, shutting down part of I-85, a deadly crash involving a tractor trailer turning over has disrupted I-85 travel near Rowan County. Told you, it's a lot of stuff happening in our headlines. We even run out of that little music bed there, plus tons of other stuff to get to that we'll go a little bit longer on, give you more details as well. But I wanted to start back in sports because the college football season, they're right now going through their spring practices. They've had some spring games that just wrapped up. Now what you'll get is probably a little bit more of the heat turning up on the practice field, because while everything else for the sports calendar kind of, I guess, goes to bed absent baseball in the dog days, the hot blazing part of the summer. The other thing you've got is you got college teams on the field getting prepped and ready for their start to football season right in August. So it just kind of all melds together and comes a lot faster than you'd expect when you're at that level. But there's somebody here this morning that is under attack again. And I guess when you are out gallivanting with a younger gal and you're a Hall of Fame coach in the NFL who has taken a step down to the college ranks, you're going to be more susceptible, I would think, to criticism. You know, you're in the spotlight. You're going to get unwanted attention. Rarely, though, does that criticism and attention come from a player that you just recently had on your roster. It doesn't happen from guys that have been in and around that locker room quite as much as it happens with just a little talking head like yours truly. And that's me admitting the truth. You know, I can sit in here just, a week ago, I was playing and poking fun that Bill Belichick was out at an adult cheerleading competition with his girlfriend. And, you know, that was just a happy-go-lucky poking fun story at a coach that's been very serious. He's, you know, in his 70s, and you don't normally expect all those things to go together. 24-year-old girlfriend, adult cheerleading competition, 70-year-old coach, especially with his personality type. So that's partly why I asked the question here this morning. Why do we keep getting surprised by this guy? If you haven't picked up on it, I'm talking about UNC football coach Bill Belichick catching a stray yesterday from one of his now former players just from this last season. You know, can an NFL-style authoritarian culture work today in college football? Keep in mind, college football today includes NIL money. There's transfer portal freedom right now and constant roster movement. So much roster fluctuation that even in Chapel Hill, you have to have a GM, somebody in charge of managing the finances, but also the eligibilities and all the different elements to player movement to create a roster that you never had to do quite to this level before. So in an essence, the thing I just described to you, it's pro sports. Can the NFL, a pro sport element, work in today, quote unquote, college football that is now pro? Critics argue that younger athletes may not respond to the extreme rigidity that you would see at that level. And NFL-style systems can feel very corporate, kind of stuffy. So yesterday, when former UNC quarterback Gio Lopez came out making some headlines describing his experience in Chapel Hill playing for Bill Belichick as emotionally draining, as joyless, should we really be surprised? Lopez, should he have been surprised? He transferred now to play just down the road from us in the Triad at Wake Forest. Gave an interview with Sports Illustrated where he detailed what he called an oppressive atmosphere inside the Tar Heel program last year. The program going 4-8 in Bill Belichick's first season, 2-6 in ACC play, missed a bowl game for the first time since 2018. So whatever it was, however the atmosphere really felt to Gio Lopez and anybody else in that locker room, I mean, admittedly, it wasn't working. Gio Lopez's numbers, just for the reference of things, he threw 10 touchdowns last year, rushed for 3, over 1,700 yards passing, 65% completion percentage. I think his season came on a little bit better later in the year. But some Tar Heel fans would just say in general, like pointing at his season that he had, it wasn't his best stuff either. Gio Lopez said, quote, "It felt like there's no air," when he described playing for Bill Belichick last year in Chapel Hill. But what I can't really understand is why he or anybody else should be surprised in two ways this morning. The first being who Bill Belichick has always been. It's not like this is a new coach for anybody that just kind of burst onto the scenes and we don't have anything to look back at and get a feel for prior to his entrance into college football. Just listen to some of Bill's best moments, I feel like, behind a microphone.
We're on to Cincinnati. 37 years old. We're on to Cincinnati. We'll face another challenge next week, and we'll get on to Miami next week. San Diego next week. Now we'll move on to Cincinnati. Move on to Dallas. And move on to Miami. Take it 1 week at a time. Get ready for next week.
Yeah, he's a cuddly little teddy bear, isn't he? I mean, he gives off that persona where if you are having a really hard day and you need somebody to comfort you and make you feel all special inside, that Gio Lopez may have needed, that fatherly, consoling. I don't think that anybody should ever expect Bill Belichick to be that kind of guy. We've seen it. We've witnessed it. Who he is who he is. On the other hand, though, the critics coming out of the woodworks and saying that younger athletes may not be able to respond to rigidity and NFL-style systems can feel very corporate. We'll get used to it. Because this day and age in college sports, it's no more just there to have a good time, hang out at the frat parties on the weekends after the game, go to class, hope that you get by with like a 2.7 GPA and stay eligible. And, that's it. Do your best work on the football field as you can. I just saw yesterday as a reference point, because I'm more of a college basketball guy than a college football guy, the rosters for top 25 teams right now are all $20+ million for a 15-man roster in college basketball. It's pro sports now. Why are we surprised? Why would Gio Lopez himself not realize, okay, this is the coach that I've signed up for because I transferred over. I agreed to play for this person. But on the other hand, I'm receiving a paycheck to do it. Of course it's going to be stuffy. It's going to feel corporate, and you're going to have higher expectations riding on your shoulders. The only reason he says now that it doesn't feel that way, by the way, is he's transferred to the Demon Deacons and planning to play in Winston-Salem, because you're awake now. And that's, I don't mean to, throw all that against Wake Forest, but it's not the same level as these other high-powered programs are going to be. And before that, as we go to our break, he played for South Alabama. So all he's ever seen is something that's supposed to just be, oh yeah, if we do well, then we do well. If not, then it's okay. Better luck next time. That's not the way this is anymore. This is pro sports with a fake college name attached to it. So don't be surprised. When we come back, You shouldn't also be surprised if you've been a habitual speeder and they put you, with some brakes on there. We'll be back.
At WSJS.com, you might have noticed we're not just any news site. It's true. We've ignored the trend of limiting content to a single topic. Instead, we're bringing you news, talk, sports, and weather all in one place. Listen to us live worldwide or explore your favorite show hosts. Check out the latest concert info, join our contests, and attend live appearances. Plus, dive into our sports teams. Visit us online at WSJS.com. We're your all-in-one source for everything you love.
If Pat's Body Shop and Towing on Country Club Road in Winston-Salem ran a spa, it would be a different kind of spa. Your car seats would feel rejuvenated before you knew they were tired. Convertible tops would be replaced with a touch of luxury, and every detail would be meticulously cared for by a specialist with over 30 years of experience. But Pat's isn't a spa. They're the experts in auto interior repair and restoration. Looking for your car because they totally dominate the market. Visit pats-bodyshop.com.
Dribbling down the court is great for skills, but shooting hoops at Crossfire basketball camps, that's a slam dunk for the soul. It's time to discover the action and the excitement at Crossfire basketball camps, nestled in the majestic mountains of Asheville. More than just basketball camps, they provide a life-changing experience. Led by Crossfire coaches and players, these camps are legendary. At Crossfire, campers experience high-level drills with a Jesus-centered focus. Offering full-day camps since 1993 for boys and girls aged 9 to 18, over 25,000 campers have found not just skills, but faith and friendship. Camps are filling up fast, so call 828-255-9111 to register your child today. Don't miss out on this transformative experience. Visit crossfireministry.com for more details. Crossfire Basketball Camps, where faith meets the fast break.
Play It Again Sports knows how to upgrade your game without upgrading the price. From first-timers to pros, they turn New Year goals into game day wins. Gear up, get out, and play it again, because sitting on the bench is overrated. Where sports get a second win, they offer secondhand gear with first-rate fun. Play it again. Experience the energy of the new year at Play It Again Sports in High Point, Greensboro, and Winston-Salem. Shop online at playitagainsports.com.
Hey, Josh Graham here. This is News Talk Sports for the Triad, WSJS. Catch me tonight at 11 p.m. for Westwood One Sports Night. You'll get my take on all sports. And Saturday and Sunday afternoons from 4 to 7 p.m. for the Josh Graham Show. Don't miss the up-to-the-minute scores and hot takes on everything sports. Because this is News Talk Sports for the Triad and the home of Josh Graham, WSJS.
Your daily beat on the Triad streets. This is the Daily Pulse with Stephen Beck.
Back on the Daily Pulse, Stephen Beck here with you. Christian Snyder producing this morning. We're both here on WSJS, always streaming at WSJS.com. We hope if you miss anything, you'll circle back. We also have everything podcasted for you. That populates on all your main podcast catchers for the Daily Pulse. Also over the weekend, Waking Up Prowl. Don't forget about that show. I'll be back on on Saturday at 9, same time frame, and looking forward to being with you this weekend. Before we go to a couple other interesting stories out of our state from yesterday, we've got one that my lead foot is going to feel like it's a little bit lighter today. I'll be honest. And we got another one that collectors flooded into a store. They had trash bags with them. The rest is really history there. I want to go a little hardcore this morning. It's raining. It's a little dreary out there. We need the rain, by the way. I don't think anybody feels like that's a mystery. I'm a golf guy. Those courses, they need it. Yeah, hit me, Christian. You don't have to turn it down. Coming to Truliant Amphitheater in Charlotte this weekend, we have got a pair of tickets to see this guy, Kid Rock. If you're interested in going, wake up, get to the phone as fast as you can. Call us, 336-777-1600. We want to hook you up this morning. I need that. You look outside on a day like this. The other thing that you could call on, and maybe we'll, knock out two birds with one stone here. We have our pulse pick question of the day. Are wedding gifts from guests still expected? I'm sure most people looking to get married hope it is. I'm just curious if that's still like traditionally the expectation, or if maybe that's kind of a long gone custom now. I don't know. Today, as we get out on the roadways, I like to get from A to B as fast as I can. If you're like me, then you got to be a little bit more careful thinking about things. After North Carolina lawmakers say that they are considering a bill that would require certain dangerous drivers to install technology in their vehicles that would then physically prevent them, like stop the ability of their car going at certain speeds. The proposal is aimed at repeat reckless drivers and super speeders. I wonder if I qualify as a super speeder. I don't think my record says I do, which is good. The proposal is House Bill 1199. And what it would do is it would require some drivers convicted of reckless driving, extreme speeding, repeated serious traffic offenses to install what they're calling intelligent speed assistance, or ISA technology, in their vehicles before getting driving privileges restored. First thing that it very much sounds like is for the folks that have had trouble with their DUI background. They get installed the little blow devices in order to start the car before they can go anywhere. This seems like a form of that, honestly, just to try to curb speeders instead. How it would work: they use GPS location. It detects the posted speed limit of the road and then prevents the vehicle from exceeding that speed at all, it sounds like. So this is a whole different dynamic at play here, but I feel like it's very applicable. At what point did the posted speed limit become the recommendation and the pullover or ticketed speed limit become 10 miles higher than that? That right there is the key, because this little device that they're talking about slapping on people's cars, it says, okay, it's going to read whatever that's, and I don't know like how even that technology works. Cause if a road guy goes out, and is like, hey, we got word from the city, we got to change this speed limit over here on whatever street this is, and we're putting it to 45 instead of 35. Well, I don't know. What if your car is working off the old GPS and everybody else is going 45 and you're sitting there like, trying to rock the car forward to get it to go faster. You're sitting at 35 while everybody by you, and you just can't do anything. Now, the only thing that I feel closest with this, two places, I once had to drive North Carolina to Texas, and I took a U-Haul, and that thing had speed governor system on it. Would not allow you to go over, I can't remember what it was, 70, 75. It didn't matter. And that's what this is. It's smart cruise control, slowing the car automatically, a state lawmaker says. If that is a concern of yours, like it would be mine, your foot feels a little bit lighter today. I'm sure of that. Kid Rock tickets, for those interested, 336-777-1600. Great call time right now while we go to break. When we come back, we've got several things. Carolina Panthers, I might try to pick all their games because the sports book came out, gave recommendations on that, plus more on the Daily Pulse.
when it comes to winning big. Step into springtime winning at WSJS.com. This week, you could win tickets to Extreme International Ice Racing, tickets to TST, the biggest 7-on-7 soccer festival in the world, tickets to Chris Jansen and Easton Corbin, or tickets to Bowman Gray Racing. Visit WSJS.com and bloom into springtime winning where we put the bling in spring.
Ow! Sweetie, come here. Don't worry. I see a lot of patients with the exact same thing.
Ever since the ice skating rink went in next door?
Or is it more than
Dr. Clark's business is heating up.
So many patients need my help. How will I find time to see all of them?
They need to hire a scheduler, stat.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Piedmont Triad area weather. Still some unsettled weather coming our way for today. On and off again, chances for showers with a few thunderstorms. Another quarter up to a half inch of rain, a possibility. Cooler to the high 65. Starting to work in some clearing for tonight, a low near 45 degrees. Sunny and warmer for tomorrow, the high 70. Abundant sunshine coming through on Saturday. Looking good for all your plans. We'll start to see some wet weather again by Sunday afternoon. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore. For News Talk Sports for the Triad, WSJS.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd on WSJF.
I don't remember the last time I had an NBA take that was so bad. I thought, this is like an old rock band where they all had issues and you're trying to work them to get along with each other again. I'm like, this is going to be terrible.
Your daily dose of sports talk, reality checks, and I told you so.
Yes, I'm opinionated. I make you think, though, I hope, and react. Join me weeknights, 6 till 9. It's The Herd on WSJS.
This is Sam Matthews with the Shepherd Center of Greater Winston-Salem. I invite you to attend our 39th annual used book sale fundraising event this Thursday through Saturday at the Event Center at the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds. Our sale will take place from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Thursday and Friday and 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday. All proceeds benefit the services provided by the Shepherd Center for older adults throughout our community. For more information, contact us at our website at shepherdcenter.org.
Time moves differently in Rural Hall. Here, moments stretch into memories and every note lingers in the air. Rural Fest is May 15th and 16th, where food, vendors, and music blend into an unforgettable experience. Fill the rhythm with eccentrics on Friday night at Town Hall. And let Men in Black and Camel City Yacht Club serenade your Saturday at Covington Park. Fireworks light up the night and admission is absolutely free. Rural Fest, where every moment is a melody. Visit ruralhall.com.
When your car needs some TLC, you want a name you can trust. Pat's Body Shop and Towing in Winston-Salem is that name. With over 60 years of experience, they offer comprehensive services like collision repairs, towing, and interior restoration. Proudly the largest single woman-owned auto shop in the U.S., they work with all insurance companies to ensure a seamless process and work as a direct repair facility for many of them. Pat's Body Shop and Towing, where your car story gets a happy ending. Visit pats-bodyshop.com.
The Daily Pulse, the sound of the triad amplified. Your front row seat to the voices, issues, and energy driving the triad. Back to the Daily Pulse with Stephen Beck.
Happy Thursday. Thanks for jumping in with us. The Daily Pulse back now, WSJS. I'm Stephen Beck here with you at Stephen Beck TO on X or at WSJS Radio, 336-777-1600. Your phone calls always welcome. Our Pulse Pick question of the day: if you're getting hitched sometime soon, do you plan on receiving wedding gifts at the ceremony, even like the table set up wherever you're getting married, and you expect to see piles and piles of gifts there, maybe more envelopes, because that means a little green instead of whatever else somebody comes up with, like that toaster that you've, I'm sure, been dying to get. Those tied to a story out of actually South Korea. So this is a worldwide, maybe epidemic. Could we say that? I don't know. I just did, I guess. Hey, I've got good stuff for you this segment. I mean, like actually freebies that I want to tell you about. Before we get to that, though, some breaking news out of the sports world yesterday. If you were planning to see the Triple Crown this year, that's tough. Not going to be able to do that. Just days after the Kentucky Derby win, Golden Tempo's team announced that the horse will not run in the upcoming 2026 Preakness Stakes, ending a hope to see a Triple Crown. It was the first Derby win for trainer Cherie DeVoe, first Derby win for jockey Jose Ortiz. One of the most memorable finishes to a Kentucky Derby that I can think of late, just because the odds were so heavily stacked against Golden Tempo. And then the way that he came from complete last in the field, well outside of the rail, finally to a speedy victory neck to neck with Renegade. The official reason that Golden Tempo's team gave, in a statement, DeVoe said, quote, "His health, happiness, long-term future will always remain our top priority." Instead of racing again just a couple weeks later, they say they're already looking ahead to the Belmont Stakes on June 6th at Saratoga. But this is becoming regular practice. I think the element of the Triple Crown is quickly becoming less likely, not just because it's so difficult on the teams and the horses in such a quick span to run these three races, win them all. It's just because these teams are deciding, like, the breeding element to horse racing is so lucrative that they're fearful. They don't want any kind of health concern to happen with these horses. And it's like, we're just going to sit this one out. We're not even going to give an effort to run the race. So it's kind of sad that way. I would say Renegade will be your really early favorite for that race. Not this weekend, but next weekend. Have you sprung into the winnings? Man, we're going to tell you how you can. All you got to do is go to WSJS.com. That's where you can stream us, but you can also look for that banner. It says Springtime Winning. And from there, give us a little bit of information. You have a great shot at taking your pick at some free gifts this morning, like Extreme International Ice Racing, where we are eager to see the mayhem on ice Friday, May 8th, Saturday, May 9th at the Fairgrounds Arena in Winston-Salem. It's ATVs, it's dirt bikes, it's Iceman and go-karts and whoever else they can get out there to spin around and drift. You could take your pick of TST, which is the 7-on-7 soccer festival coming up May 27th through June 1st. We have tickets to that at Wake Med Soccer Park in Cary. Chris Jansen and Easton Corbin coming to the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Indoor Arena on May 22nd. We have tickets to see that. Plus, Bowman Gray Racing. All you have to do is go there, WSJS.com. Look for the Springtime of Winning banner and spring into winning. The Carolina Panthers have had a couple things happening this week. One makes, again, no sense to me. The other may be a fun game to play here this morning. You see, a couple weeks back, I did something similar. Sports books come out and they throw together these odds. And the odds makers, honestly, I give them lots of credit because they're in a business of making money. They don't want to lose. They don't want you to win. And so they do a great job at usually nailing these numbers that they put forth pretty well spot on. And so before we give you a little story that doesn't make sense, let's play a little game. I did this with the University of North Carolina a couple weeks back when I was filling in on The Drive in the afternoon, a show you can actually hear here on WSJS from 4 to 6 with Will Dalton. Now I'm going to do it with the Carolina Panthers. You see, yesterday, NFL reporter Kay Adams, she was live on her show talking about these odds that the prognosticators put forth for the Carolina Panthers' upcoming season.
They're going to regress. They've been taking a perfect step up and up and up ever since Canales got there. And the roster gets better and better. Dan Morgan, more comfortable, crushing it. The defense, Devin Lloyd, Jalen Phillips in the mix, Derek Brown should be Pro Bowler, All-Pro. J.C. Horn, 100 interceptions, all over the place. How are you taking a step back? I don't understand. 6.5 is crazy.
So if you didn't catch that there right at the end, 6.5 over under. That's what the sports books are putting out for the Carolina Panthers as their season approaches. So we're going to pick the games here. We're going to rifle through these and see. And what I did with UNC's over under 4.5 that they gave the Tar Heels. We were talking about Bill Belichick earlier this morning and Gio Lopez saying that he was smothered last year working in and out of that system. I picked that selection of games, rolled it up, put it in an envelope, not to be opened until the end of the college football season. We're going to do the same thing with the NFL. So we'll start off with, of course, the easy ones. You have your conference foes, Atlanta Falcons, New Orleans, and Tampa Bay Bucks. You get a home and an away game each with those three. No surprise at all. I'm going to have the Panthers split with the Tampa Bay Bucks and the Atlanta Falcons. You win at home, you lose on the road. That's probably the most likely scenario, or, vice versa. But either way, they're going 1-1 in those scenarios. Sadly, though, I think with the Saints this year, looking at that team and Tyler Shuck, how he was coming on late, I actually feel like the Saints are going to win the NFC South. That's my early prediction. And with that, means that they're going to beat the Panthers twice. So instead of splitting those two, we get an 0-2 mark. The Chicago Bears are expected to be in Charlotte this year. Caleb Williams, do you remember his heroics in the playoffs last year? And I know the Panthers, Bears, they've traded some pretty important draft picks. It's what led to the Panthers taking Bryce Young, actually. It's hard to compare, but you could have said, okay, well, the Panthers could have had Caleb Williams, actually. Anyways, not to even play that game, I'm going to actually take the Bears beating the Panthers in Charlotte. Same for the Detroit Lions. Dan Campbell and his Lions team last year, not the type of season they wanted, but I really do feel like they're going to bounce back. The Baltimore Ravens will be without John Harbaugh, but they still have Lamar Jackson. They're coming to Charlotte. I'm actually going to give the Ravens a nod there. Same with the Seattle Seahawks, your defending Super Bowl champs. But I will give an edge in very close games against the Cincinnati Bengals and the Denver Broncos. I think the Panthers beat both of them in Charlotte. It'll be a close defensive battle, I really feel like, with Denver. With the Bengals, the biggest question, I know he's coming in healthy, but will Joe Burrow remain healthy? I don't know. Either way, so far, the home isn't treating the Panthers nearly as nice as the road will, because I actually feel like Carolina beats the Packers, the Vikings, and the Browns the Vikings, the Browns, and the Steelers, that is, on the road. No Mike Tomlin in Pittsburgh, Aaron Rodgers, aging out. We don't know. Cleveland Browns, you never really have much faith in that team. And plus with the Vikings, their quarterback room is atrocious. It's worse, honestly, than Carolina's. Kyler Murray and J.J. McCarthy competing for the starting spot? I don't think so. But I misspoke, and I said I would take the Panthers to beat the Packers. Nah, actually, I would not do that. 2 years in a row winning in Lambeau, I don't know. I know Carolina's never done that. I'd be surprised to see that many teams have. So all totaled, with the last loss going against the Philadelphia Eagles, it'll be the Dalton Bowl. Andy Dalton sliding over and playing for Philadelphia. Of course, Jalen Hurts will probably be starting unless there's some kind of injuries. Nick Sirianni's offensive team will explode all over the Panthers, even though I think that Carolina's strongest element to their team going in is their defense. Over under 6.5. I'm telling you, it's close. But I got the Panthers for 7 wins. So mark me down. We fold this up. We save it to the end of the regular season. Same happened with the Tar Heels, over under 4.5, and I took them for 5 wins in that one. So we'll head to our break. We'll keep those. We'll revisit if I'm still around at that time. If not, Christian Snyder, producer here, will open it in my memorandum and enjoy laughing about my selections that I've made. When we come back, South Korea has a conflict, but it spills over here into the United States, I think. So we'll share that with you on the Daily Pulse.
The volume, let's start the show. Everybody get loose. Come on, let's go.
WSJS. Dive into the latest hot takes, cold facts, and witty debates designed for the curious mind and delivered with flair. We're the Triad's go-to for real conversation, where each broadcast is a fresh start. Every insightful discussion and witty banter fills you with anticipation for what's next. We're the Triad's go-to for real conversation. WSJS and WSJS.com.
Uh-oh. Hear that creak? You know what I mean. Your garage door's groan signals trouble ahead. Ignoring it could lead to costly repairs or even accidents. But don't worry. Precision Garage Door has your back with their Safe and Sound package. Enjoy a 25-point safety inspection, performance tweaks, lubrication, and a detailed diagnostic report, all for just $79. Keep your garage smooth and secure. Visit PrecisionDoorNC.com today. That's PrecisionDoorNC.com.
Be at the Fortress for Match Mayhem. Charlotte FC returned to Bank of America Stadium to host 4 straight home matches. Get ready to party all month long with exclusive giveaways and special ticket offers. The Crown will kick off their homestand against FC Cincinnati on Saturday, May 9th at 7:30 p.m. Plus, don't miss matchups against New York City FC, Toronto FC, and New England Revolution. Join in on the fun. Get your tickets now at charlottefootballclub.com/tickets.
One of the most powerful questions you can ask anyone, and a great gift that you should give to everyone.
This is True Commentary with Stu Epperson, author and host of Truth Talk Live.
How can I pray for you? One of my mentors used to ask me this all the time. Now I'm starting to ask that to other people. When's the last time you asked someone how you could pray for them? This is a wonderful question. It could open up all kinds of doors. Praying for open doors for the gospel, praying for someone's health. Maybe they've got something going on that no one else knows about that they really need prayer for. I asked a feller one time how I could pray for him. He said, "Oh, I'm good." And I said, "Well, I've been looking for you all my life, buddy. That means you can pray for me in so many areas." Ask someone that question and recognize that you're giving them a gift. The greatest gift is to pray for someone, lifting them up before the Father. How can I pray for you?
Join Stu on radio, social media, and his daily Truth Talk Live podcast. Learn more at truthnetwork.com.
Febreze. As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust Febreze car vent clips, featuring 3 distinct intensity settings, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing. Which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs.
Picking up.
Oscar! The Daily Pulse with Stephen Back, where the triad comes to life.
We're back on the Daily Pulse here on WSJS, and I'm Stephen Beck here with you. Thanks for being with us this morning. Our question for the day, at least in my mind, I kind of aged out of that range where everybody I knew and my brother, friends, and associates and acquaintances were all getting married at the same time. So it's been I don't go to as many weddings now. Hey, if you're getting married, 336-777-1600. Looking forward to my invite. So I don't know if this is a regular practice anymore. Hey, if so, I could always bring you like maybe some tickets to Bowman Gray or TST or, something like that. That would be my gift I would be hauling in there. So to see an envelope, you'd think it was money, and then you get tickets to TST. That's better, right?
I think it's worth it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So is that a normal practice, though? I'm an Office fan when that show was on, and I know that Creed walks in to, I can't remember if it was the time that Pam was getting married or Phyllis was getting married, but I just know Creed walks in. He, I think, picks up somebody else's envelope, throws it away, puts whatever was inside the envelope in his envelope, and puts it back in the basket. It's just a scene that I could picture when it comes to wedding gifts. Is this a normal practice still today? And actually, before I share the story tied to that from South Korea, the question is also for brides, maybe, would you want your spouse, your lover, to be coming in there with a mullet? See, that's the other thing that has changed in my time of not going to as many weddings. I don't know, does the groom show up with that mullet hairstyle that's become more popular? Like a lot of the young guys, they've brought this. It's not like the full-on mullet where you have like the really long in the back, but it's kind of, they shave the side a little bit, and it gives that appearance where it's a mullet-esque style. And so McDonald's in New Zealand picked up on that, and it's getting attention worldwide. It's being called the McMullet.
That just sounds gross.
Business in the front, party in the back on the burger.
How does that even happen?
No, this is how it happens. It's cool, actually. And I'm digging it. I am a believer in this. It's not just the name. The burger itself at McDonald's in New Zealand, built different. Classic McDonald's cheeseburger on the front half. The back half, though, that's where the magic is. It has an extra slice of cheese hanging outside the bun and the burger and just kind of flowing. It's got the flow in the air, the party in the back. Cheesy paper is a really big thing. And I know that if you get a burger at McDonald's, you're chewing all over the paper to try to get that extra cheddar cheese or whatever it is, American, off of the paper. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Well, with this McMullet, you got the extra cheese just flowing out there. So I don't know if you want that at your wedding. If the groom's coming in with that style, maybe you celebrate the after party in New Zealand's a bunch of McMullets. That would be fun too. But an elementary school principal in South Korea is in some hot water. Allegedly, he is created a fake wedding announcement just to cash in on the congratulatory gifts from coworkers. Authorities in South Jeolla province say that the principal shared a wedding invitation in a school employee group chat, had the announcement printed even in his church newsletter, claiming that his son would be getting married. And later, some employees got so suspicious. They're like, this is kind of strange. Something doesn't seem right. It doesn't pass the smell test. McMullets do. This doesn't. So employees started checking with the venue that was listed on the invitations. I mean, this is some serious investigative research. This is my wife style of FBI work. What they found was no wedding reservation existed at all. No ceremony had been booked at all. Came the bigger revelation after that the principal's son had actually even gotten married already So education officials reportedly suspect the principal of this school may have been trying to collect wedding cash so that he could, make an extra buck on this event. That's the question. Do people still show up and they throw out a wad of cash in an envelope at a wedding? You been to a wedding lately, Christian?
Yeah, actually, my anniversary is next weekend.
Okay, but how many years ago was that?
5 years ago, but yes, I was at a wedding actually just last year.
Okay, did they have the gift table?
Oh,
You come bearing a gift, or you just your appearance is the gift?
Gift table, absolutely.
All right. So, how do you feel about the George Costanza move here from this South Korean principal, saying that he has made a gift in your honor for Christmas to the Human Fund, and he's slinging around fake wedding invites?
I don't like it at all.
Come on, man.
I don't trust him.
This is hardcore creativity at its finest right here to try to get, I don't know how much. I would be curious to know the average cash lump sum given at a wedding.
I don't know.
You think it's plus minus 10 grand?
I don't know about actual cash, but the value of all the gifts and stuff, especially if you're doing registries on these websites and things like that, you can look at hundreds of dollars.
Well, yeah, but I mean, not everybody's gonna give you everything. Like when I registered,
right?
I think I put some outlandish things on there. Hey, you want to give me this? You can really
right. But if you got 200 people though, and at least 150 bring some sort of gift or cash,
this dude was looking to retire early, or he was looking to get out of South Korea, which I wouldn't blame him for that side of it. All right. We're out until tomorrow. We hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you again at 9 on the Daily Pulse. Coming up next, Brian Kilmeade.
By now, you've probably tuned into WSJS.